Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ritz in Piccadilly. If you didn't see yesterday's video, you won't know what I'm talking about, but we're calling this Tea Time with Tricia, and we've decided to imagine that we are somewhere really smart, really posh, like the Ritz in Piccadilly, having a glorious cup of tea together with a whole load of fabulous women. I was absolutely overwhelmed yesterday at the response to the first video. Thank you so much. I had a lovely, let me get it up here. I had a lovely comment on YouTube from Judith in California. It's morning time when she's watching this, so she's going to be having coffee, I dare say. Maureen in Philadelphia, and I'd like to say hi to all those other women, Mary, Maureen, Dorothy, Alison, Lynn, Joy. Gosh, I could go on and on and on. You know who you are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying you enjoyed it. And I'm now convinced that I'm absolutely surrounded. We are all in this amazing community of women. We set something up yesterday on Facebook, a closed group, which we're calling Tricia's Super Troopers. And we've already got 200 people registered for that. The video on YouTube had, I think, 3,500 views. So we're a big contingency, not contingency, community of women. So hello to all of you. Now, I'm also going to rely on you for this for ideas. And I had a lovely one in from Alison. And she was talking about the journal and how if you wanted to, you could make it a little bit more structured. And this would be about positivity, really. So see, she suggested doing the 3x3 approach. So you have 3 wins, 3 things that you're grateful for, and 3 goals. So this is every day. And I wrote them down according to her plan. So 3 wins. Yesterday, I exercised on my bike for a good half an hour, really working hard. I emailed a friend. And I did a little bit of gardening, not very much, but I just went and tidied the edge of, I've got a tiny garden at the edge of a border, really because I want to be outside in the sunshine. So 3 things yesterday I was grateful for. I've got 2 really lovely cards from my 2 daughters from Mother's Day. I reread them. The sun is warm today. And it's warm, that was yesterday and today, and all my family are well at the moment. That's something to be grateful for. And my 3 goals: to continue to exercise. I'm going to make myself an exercise chart just to make sure that I keep going with it. I learn a poem. I'm going to talk to you more about that in a second. And meditate. I'm going to share some ideas about meditation with you at some stage later on, not today, but in the time that we spend together, because we're going to be doing this every day. I've had a book recommendation from Annie, thank you, and I actually downloaded this to my Kindle. It's called Dancing by the Light of the Moon. It's by Giles Brandreth, and according to Annie, it's about lovely poems. I think there are 250 poems to learn. Now, learning a poem is obviously really good for your brain, and I think it's a lovely idea. And of course, there'll be within that selection that he's made some really special and uplifting verses, I'm sure. I can still remember a few things from school. Can you? I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high, or vales and hills when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Wordsworth, and quite appropriate for this time of the year, but I know that poem all the way through, and I know a bit of Shakespeare as well. I'm not going to quote that either as well. So there are some ideas for you from today. I will be incorporating other things that you send me. You know, please keep sending me your thoughts and anything that you want to say, really, because I am going to include that in the the video that I do every day. Now, today, my main topic is hairy horrors. What on earth are we going to do with this stuff growing out of our heads as the weeks go by if we can't get to the hairdresser? In fact, somebody said in a comment underneath the video yesterday that they were watching it in their empty hairdressing salon because they had no customers. So hi to you if you're back again today. Well, I thought today I would talk a little bit about home hairdressing, things that may be of help to you, and a few products that I find useful. I've just washed my hair this morning and blow dried it, and so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about things that you might find useful. But I want to do a shout out to any hairdressers out there. Will you please, either via Facebook or YouTube or the office, which is info@lookfabulousforever.com, send me some tips for home hair cutting. I've just ordered myself a pair of professional hair cutting scissors. They were only £9. I ordered them on Amazon. Other websites are available, I'm sure, but I'm wondering if I don't just do a little trim every week rather than letting it really long and then trying to do a sort of a real number on it, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do. So please send me some ideas for how we might be able to do this ourselves. So home hairdressing, basic equipment, really important. I've got 4 types of brushes that I use. A big fat one, I do the front with that. 2 sort of medium-sized ones, I'll tell you about this one in a minute, and then a little tiny one for the back and the short bits. Now this brush is particularly clever because it's got a detachable handle. Here we go. So I've got 6 of these, and the handle clips in here, and what I can do is I can wind my hair onto this roller, use the brush. So I've got imagine I've got the handle on, and then I can blow dry my hair using the blow dryer, using the handle, because I might want to be pulling it up, and then when it's dry I can then wind it around, click the handle out and go on to the next piece of hair. So I divide my hair up into sections. I start with the front bit using this big fat brush. Where's the big fat brush gone? That one. And then the back part of my hair is shorter, so I will then go on to using my lovely clip-in little rollers almost, while I gradually dry the rest. I then often leave those 6 rollers in while I make my face up, and it just gives it more lift and body, about which you need product. So good products. I use this one. Honestly, I think there are quite a lot on the market that you can use, but I find this quite good. It's Tecni.ART. It's a L'Oreal product. It's called Thermo Modelling spray. I spritz this all over my wet hair, and then I'll use it just on the roots. I've got very, very straight, very flat hair, so I'll use it on the roots just to give that bit of root lift. And of course, if you then wind a roller into it, you take that out, you've got quite a lot of bounce, which, let's face it, a bit of bounce is really nice in a hairstyle. What I will use to wash it, I'm using this shampoo at the moment, Kerastase, and I'm also using Aveda Colour Conserve because I have got ashy grey highlights in my hair. I do want to give a shout out. I said that every day I would give a shout out to a company that we love, and I know a lot of you are using their products at the moment, and that's White Hot Hair. If you've got, my hair is not naturally this colour, but if you've got naturally white or grey hair, their products are super. They're really good. You can buy them online. White Hot Hair, don't forget. And they do shampoos to stop your hair going yellowy. And they also do a fantastic thing called a zhuzhing cream. So that's a bit too heavy for my hair. But if you've got quite curly hair or hair that's quite short and spiky, their zhuzhing cream is great because it gives it texture. So they're my recommendations. I also like a bit of hairspray on. I'm sorry, I know it's quite old-fashioned, but my hair is so straight and so flat that a little bit of spray means that it more or less looks the same when I go to bed from when I wake up. You may say that that's quite a bad thing, but I quite like it. It works for me. So there you go. That's it for today. Again, just brilliant to have your company. A little bit of positive news today on the radio that those areas in China, Hubei province, that were locked down back in January, they're now opening up. So, you know, there's always going to be little peaks of light at the end of the tunnel, and we're not that stage yet. We're just going into this much more than coming out of it, but we will come out of it. And at the end of it, we're going to have fabulous hair. I hope. Anyway, lovely to chat to you today. Thank you for listening. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.